everyone, welcome back to The One Where Gina Cooks. So if you're new to my channel, there's two things about myself that I want to share. One is that I love to cook, and two is that I'm obsessed with the television show Friends. So when I'm watching the show and they cook food, I'm always like, that looks so good, like I wonder what that tastes like. And I'm sure you think that too if you're watching. So for this video, I'm going to be making a dish, and it's from the episode in season 1 titled The One with the Sonogram at the End. In that episode, Monica and Ross have their parents over for dinner, and Monica's just getting grilled by her mom, like always. And then she's like, Ross, can you please come over here and help me with the spaghetti? And then Mrs. Geller's like, oh, spaghetti, that sounds easy. And then Monica's like, aww. So today we're gonna be making that spaghetti. First, place a big pot of water to boil. Once it starts to boil, add your pasta. I use Barilla brand regular spaghetti noodles, and I use the entire box. If you prefer to snap your noodles in half, you can, but when I do that, I make a big old mess, so I like to stick mine in the pot and let them soften until I'm able to bend them into the water. Cook according to the directions on your pasta box. I boiled mine for about 10 minutes. Then take 1 pound of meat. I like to use turkey meat. It's a little easier to work with because it doesn't have a lot of excess fat, so you don't have to drain it after it cooks. Cook this over medium heat. Then break it up just a little bit. It's gonna get really crumbly once it starts to cook, so I just take a spatula and lightly break it up. Make sure to cook your meat until it's brown. While that's cooking, let's start the garlic bread. You're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees. First, take 2 fresh cloves of garlic and mince them. Then, take 2½ tablespoons of butter, add the minced garlic, and 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. To soften the butter, I put it in the microwave for about 3 to 5 seconds. Now it's going to be much easier to mix. See how that's mixing together so nicely? And then, add just a dash of garlic powder. Now let's cut the bread. I'm using fresh French bread. Then take a serrated knife. These are much easier to work with, especially when cutting a harder type of bread. Slice it in half, cut it into 4s, then take a smaller knife and slice those pieces in half. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but this is the way I like to cut my bread. Next, evenly spread your garlic mixture across your bread. This garlic mixture is enough for 8 pieces. I'm only going to be making 4 pieces of garlic bread, but if you wanted to make all 8, you could totally bake them all together at the same temperature and for the same amount of time. Take your garlic bread and place them on a foil-lined baking sheet. Loosely wrap them in some foil. So the foil keeps the heat locked in, and it allows the ingredients to absorb into the bread. And that's what we all want, right? Am I right? Stick the bread in the oven for 5 minutes. Once your pasta is finished, drain the pasta and make sure to pour it away from your face because that steam is hot and it'll burn your face. Yummy! Once your meat is browned, it's time to add the sauce. I love to use this marinara sauce from Trader Joe's, which is called Trader Joe's Tomato Basil Marinara Sauce. I've used other sauces before, but this one is my all-time fave. I don't ever make spaghetti without it. You're just going to use 1.5 jars of this. Stir the sauce in with the meat and lower your flames so that it's between medium and low. Let the sauce simmer, stirring occasionally until it's ready to serve. Now back to the garlic bread. It's time to take it out of the oven, but it's not done just yet. You're going to peel back the foil and stick it back in the oven uncovered for 5 more minutes. I know, be patient, it'll be worth it, I promise. When they're done, take them out of the oven, and voila! Toasted to perfection! You guys, this smells so good, I wish you could smell it through the screen. So once your pasta's drained, you're gonna pour it back into the big pot, and this is where you can either choose to pour the spaghetti sauce mixture in with the pot of pasta, or you can just keep them separate, which is what I like to do. This smells so good. Monica would be so proud. Can't forget the bread. So our spaghetti is Finally finished. Let's dig in. First, I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese, a little Parmesan. Now let's try this. Here we go. So good. Super good. Let's try the garlic bread. Good. So if you're having your parents over for dinner and they're super critical, it doesn't really matter because the spaghetti is awesome and they're not gonna even care about you. They're just gonna be eating the spaghetti. So if you decide to make the spaghetti, take a picture of it, tag me on Instagram and Twitter. My handles are down below in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.